A long time ago, in the beautiful land of Israel, there lived a young boy named David. David was the youngest of 8 brothers, and while his older brothers were soldiers, David stayed home to take care of his father's sheep. He loved playing his harp, singing songs to God, and watching over the animals gently and carefully. David was small, but he had a big heart, full of courage and trust in God. One day, David's father said to him, "David, take this food to your brothers at the battlefield and see how they are doing." David woke up early, packed the food, and walked across hills and fields until he reached the army camp. When he arrived, he saw all the soldiers standing far back, looking very scared. David didn't understand why. Then he heard a loud, booming voice. "Is there no one brave enough to fight me?" It was Goliath, the giant warrior from the Philistine army. Goliath was huge, taller than any man David had ever seen. He wore heavy armor and carried a giant spear. Every morning and every evening, Goliath came out and challenged the people of Israel to fight him, but nobody dared to try. He scared everyone. David asked the soldiers, "Why is everyone afraid? Who is this giant that insults God's people?" Some soldiers shook their heads and said, "You don't understand, David. Goliath has never lost a battle. No one can beat him." But David's heart was different. He believed that God was bigger than any giant. David went to King Saul and said, "Your Majesty, I will fight Goliath." The king looked at David with surprise. "You are only a boy," he said gently, "but Goliath is a trained warrior. He is strong and dangerous." David replied with confidence, "When I take care of my father's sheep, sometimes lions or bears come to attack them. I fight them off and protect the flock. God kept me safe then, and he will keep me safe now." The king finally agreed and gave David his own armor, but the armor was too big and too heavy for the young boy. David tried walking, but he could barely move. He smiled and said, "I can't fight like this. I will use what I know." So David took off the armor, went to a nearby stream, and picked 5 smooth stones. He placed them carefully into his little pouch. Then he took his slingshot, the same one he used every day to protect the sheep. When Goliath saw David walking toward him, he burst into laughter. "Are you serious?" Goliath roared. "You send me a child with a stick?" But David didn't shake, didn't tremble, and didn't run away. He said loudly, "You come to me with a sword and a spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord. Today, God will give me victory." David reached into his pouch, took out a stone, placed it in his slingshot, and swung it around and around. Whir, whir, whoosh. The stone flew through the air and struck Goliath right in the forehead. Goliath stopped, stumbled, and then he fell to the ground with a loud thud. The whole army went silent. Then, suddenly, the people of Israel shouted with joy, "David beat the giant. God gave us victory." David didn't win because he was the biggest, the strongest, or the fastest. He won because he trusted with all his heart that God was with him. And from that day on, David became a hero to the people of Israel, a symbol of courage, faith, and the power of believing in something greater than fear.